Hello everyone, my name is Mazluk and welcome to the post-battle recording for the Battle of Wall Alto, the battle to save or lose civilization and hold back the horde of the Chorus Collective. This was the very second battle of the Promethean Directive Season 2 and we got it off to an incredible start. We've got Lions on the camera filming for me because this would have absolutely killed my PC. As you can tell, there are a lot of forces here, and some of those big ones have a lot of small missiles, and the fort is just absolutely massive and like half solid. So, yep. There is one airship in the back there, which was contributed at the last minute via event action undertaken by FedCom of Miram, or the Commonwealth as they prefer to be called. Here you can see that there are several of these like stone and earthwork entrenchments, as well as the main wall with some big like missile howitzers behind it. The wall has lasers, which are pretty good for fighting against the horde of the chorus, but unfortunately they very quickly get jammed. That moment there, you just saw that cram bounce. That is the beginning of many funny jokes about crams bouncing off of thin alloy airship hull. Here we're going to go ahead and respawn some of the little spiders from Chorus because they probably got a bad spawn that were put at too high of an altitude, and we want to give them a fair chance to fight. When stuff gets spawned wrong, we'll try and redo it and make it right. You can see, yeah, a lot of missiles on the Chorus side. Now, you may have noticed that the missiles weren't firing. That's because they're too busy in sheer terror aiming at the worms that are devouring into the base of their fortress. There's the airship. You can see that it has some like downward-facing weapons that it's firing against the collective. Another cram bounce. In case you're... So there was a really fun group chat going on during this, which I was privy to, because I wasn't the one recording. And it was full of people just shouting, "Braveheart for civilization!" Like all kinds of fun things. Commenting on the funny worms that are devouring into the wall, and holding bets and guesses on whether or not the wall will hold. Because for a while the wall was looking good. Like the worms digging into it is like, that would be so terrifying from the wall's point of view, but it doesn't necessarily spell its end as long as the rest can hold through. Really cool train, I love that touch. There's two of them that just roll back and forth on the top. Lions did a really neat thing in this one of slowly progressing the time of day. And here he's looking into the vehicles to see what's going on with them. Doing the AI check, which is completely impossible to view from this speed. So here the airship finally goes down. We were checking how much damage it's done, and according to the in-game stats, it's done a lot of damage. Which I'd believe, but some of that could have been from beforehand, because it doesn't reset every battle. Here we can see several worms are just embedded in the wall and in the earthworks around it, which is definitely going to be messing with the wall's ability to defend. Obviously you saw the missiles stopped firing, but there's going to be more to it than that. The wall is pretty much like solid diagonal beams, at least on the lower level. So those worms did a lot of damage, but there's still a ton more that could be done. Yep, really cool defense works. The missile howitzers behind, I don't think we ever saw fire in battle. I'm not sure if they never did, or if it was something else that was up. Another cram shot. Will this one bounce? This is where we're making bets. You can see the tiny deflection before the shell actually changed the angle, because it did bounce! And there we see the Valkyrie is finally succumbing to its wound. We went ahead and despawned it just to speed things up, because the battle was going so slow. The final recording here is 14 minutes, but the actual battle took over an hour and a half to record, or about an hour and a half anyways. Here you can see that though the wall has yet to be breached, it has been surrounded, and several of the big centipedes have gotten outside of it. This is where we're contemplating trying to mine through to give the lasers a better point of view, but we didn't get to that just yet. There we go, it's now getting dark. Here we go, we're going to try impact damage to free up the laser firing arcs, but it doesn't help. They may have some built-in lower restriction or they're hitting on something else, so... The desperate pickaxe attempt to get the lasers able to fire on the worms was a failure. Time moves on, we're now into the late evening, and still the wall holds. But it's getting enveloped from behind. At least 2 or 3 centipedes are behind it as we get into the early morning. Several of the centipedes got stuck in the mountains back where the airship was. But here we can see, for the first time confirmed, that the wall has been breached. There's a massive hole in it in the upper level, where just gradual gunfire has destroyed it and punched through. And at this point, even if the wall ultimately held through and destroyed the chorus fleet as the dawn broke, the continent would still be in danger, for the wall has been breached. But as we'll see later, the wall is going to be more than just breached. It will be consumed. Right here we decided, yep, we're confirming that the wall's been breached, and we decided to go ahead and despawn some of the worms to see if it'll get a better result, if the laser will then be able to fire at the actual remaining ships. So we're going to go ahead and despawn these 4 guys, and I think one other one, and then respawn them further away. So we're unstucking them, because they were stuck and unable to move, and we're also unsticking the lasers. That guy, he did well. He gets to stay. So yeah, we scrapped 5 of those little worms, so we're going to get 5 of them spawned back over here, where they can ram anew into the wall. Yep, the lasers didn't open fire just yet, but I believe they'll fire at least a little bit more before the end of the battle. Although at that point it's far too late. Yep, there's some lasers opening up finally as the dawn breaks. And though they may damage and maybe even destroy that centipede, it's not going to be enough. Chorus has done too much damage. And though many of their land bioforms are crippled or immobilized, there's still enough to pull through in the end of the day. And even the mostly damaged ones have guns. That guy, though, he has nothing. Nothing but sadness. There's a couple more howitzers that got overturned. The little cram spiders. And there we have it. The first wall section has been breached. It has been destroyed. Wall Alto has been breached, and no number of chants of Braveheart can save it. It's done for. The Stratus Front have failed in their goal to contain the Chorus Collective. And as the sun rises fully, the world knows that it is no longer the same. For Wall Alto has fallen, and the last front to protect civilization has been breached. This has got to be one of the most thematically cool battles in either season of the game. Just because of the stakes at play, the fact it was this custom thing set up. For those not familiar, Stratus Front, the people who own that wall, and Wall Alto are run by the event team. We wanted to put something extra in the like southwest corner of the map just to give people something to entertain them. And we came up with the idea to have them be a like containment faction to hold back Chorus, who are a like devouring swarm kind of hive mind. And that serves multiple functions. One, it gives us very thematically cool things like this, because no player would ordinarily design a massive wall like that. Although players did design the massive wall like this for Season 1, but it's less likely to happen. So the event faction gets to run it, gets to fund it, gets to spend the millions of resources on it, and we get to have a cool battle like this. It also means that Chorus gets delayed, so it'll take them time to build up strength and conquer the neighbors if they choose to, which they have. But it means that they can have a lower stakes battle against an event faction, which gives the actual players more time to prepare and not be immediately out of the game. Here you can see the internals of one of those centipede guys. It's got missiles and some little turrets on it. There's a shot to nowhere against those centipedes that are kind of stuck in the hills. Meanwhile, there's just so much fire pouring in against the wall. There are some functional lasers, but they just can't do too much. At this point in time, well over an hour has passed, but the vibes of the VC are still immaculate. I'll publish an edited version, but that includes most of the voice chat, or most of the voice chat and the text chat. Just because it was really fun being there in the moment, and I want to share that if people want to watch the full thing. I just need to edit some parts out of it, because I had to take a break in the middle of the battle to deal with stuff because I'm trying to buy a house, and it requires so much paperwork. There we can see that more of the worms have embedded themselves in the smaller, like, earthworks. Mostly the ones that got respawned. Both sides learned a lot of things. Both sides in this battle learned a lot of things about how their designs were flawed and could be improved. And eventually, if we see another wall get attacked, it'll feature more capable forces on both sides. We'll have worms that won't get stuck. We'll have mortar howitzers, like those missile things that actually fire. The walls will have lasers that don't get messed up, and stuck on firing at the wrong things. But anyway, that was the fall of Wall Alto. The final bastion of civilization has been breached, and Chorus have access to the continent. Access that they will very rapidly use to attack their neighbors in the SDF, Sea Dogs Fellowship, and perhaps to even go further south to the Sail States, or maybe they'll use their newfound freedom and gained wealth to attack the people to their north in FedCom of Miram. We will have to see. But that is it for this video. Thank you all for watching. It was a blast to be there with you. Sorry the battle's out later, but that's just what the schedule is. Hope you all have a good one. Ciao.